Bien, bonjour à toutes et à tous. De retour dans cette salle, je suis ravi de vous rejoindre, de prendre le relais cet après-midi et demain matin pour animer, modérer les différentes discussions et conversations qui auront lieu autour du thème qui est traité depuis ce matin. Je ne vous cache pas, je reviens du GITEX et ce moment de tech où, bien entendu, on a parlé de quoi? D'intelligence artificielle. On rentre, on parle d'intelligence artificielle, on vous aborde, on dit « Ah, intelligence artificielle ». Et nécessairement, eh bien, c'est dans ce bain-là qu'on est sur absolument tous les secteurs. En écoutant tout ce qui a été dit ce matin, on voit qu'il y a beaucoup de problématiques qui sont transversales. Et sur le secteur des assurances, nécessairement, ça se pose de manière beaucoup plus accrue. Je suis ravi d'être là parce que, encore une fois, c'est comme ça mis ce matin, d'être là à chaque édition. Merci de me permettre d'être là pour parler d'un sujet, moi, qui m'intéresse au plus haut point, et surtout qu'on a vu l'évolution au fil des rendez-vous de l'assurance. On est passé de la digitalisation, vite fait, à blockchain, intelligence artificielle et à tous les cas d'usage. Cet après-midi, on a 3 séquences. Un premier keynote que je vais vous présenter dans quelques instants, qui va durer 20 minutes. Ensuite, un panel de discussion qui va durer 40 minutes, où on va essayer justement de partager des use cases et de voir comment, de manière extrêmement concrète, se transforme le secteur des assurances avec l'application de l'intelligence artificielle. Et enfin, une troisième discussion avec 2 personnes. C'est la 3e discussion qui se fera en anglais, où on va voir de quelle manière l'intelligence artificielle permet de rendre l'assurance plus inclusive. Et ça, on le sait, dans notre continent qu'est l'Afrique. Si on enlève l'Afrique du Sud, vous le savez, le taux de pénétration des assurances présente de grandes marges de progression. Et il y a des cas extrêmement intéressants, notamment au Ghana, où on a vu que l'utilisation de l'intelligence artificielle avait permis de faire entrer des produits d'assurance de manière beaucoup plus précise et accrue. Et ça nous permettra aussi de l'opposer à la régulation, parce que nécessairement, eh bien, il y a des questions de régulation, des questions légales et des questions d'éthique, et tout ça, on en parlera. Voilà, donc, une première séquence de 20 minutes, et là, je vais vous demander de l'accueillir. He's an English-speaking guest. We're very honored to welcome him. He's coming from Brazil, and he's gonna try to explain, not trying, you're going to explain how we can enhance through AI the customer relation with some insight and some powerful example. Please welcome Mr. Alexandre Leal. He's Director of Regulatory Affairs at the National Confederation of Insurance Companies of Brazil. So, Mr. Leal, as I told you, you got 20 minutes, and we're going to try to stick to the time this afternoon. Thank you. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Hope you had enjoyed your meal. I enjoyed mine. And good afternoon to all. It's a pleasure to represent Brazil in this meeting. I would like to thank the Moroccan Federation of Insurance for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. It's my first time in Morocco. Actually, it's my first time in Africa, and it is being a great experience. I'll talk a little about, I don't know if my presentation is okay, but I'll give some insight of the Brazilian insurance market before I start talking about the artificial intelligence. In Brazil, the sector represents roughly 6.4% of the GDP in terms of premium. In a regional level, we are the largest country in Latin America, representing 43% of the premiums in that region. And in the world, we are ranked in 12th place. We have roughly $423 billion in reserves, and that represents 26% of the public debt. Why am I comparing the figures with the public debt? Because most of the investments of Brazilian insurance companies are directed to government bonds, and we are responsible for roughly a quarter of the public debt in Brazil too. We have in the industry around 266,000 employees, direct jobs created by the insurance market. And last year we paid roughly $12.5 billion in taxes. For the last 10 years, we've been growing at a pace of 2-digit numbers, and we are forecasting for the next year a growth around 10% as well. Despite these positive results, these positive numbers, we have gap coverage in Brazil. Only 16% of our national auto fleet has car insurance. Only 17% of the households in Brazil has home insurance. 25% of the population has health insurance, and just 7.7% of the cultivated agricultural land has coverage for crop insurance and like this. Then, as I mentioned, we have a huge protection gap, and for sure, investing in innovation and artificial intelligence is the path to us close this gap. In this way, in last December, we published research on the innovation investments of the insurance companies in Brazil. The figures is the one in the slide. Most of the companies participated in this survey, companies representing 55% of the market in terms of premiums, and they invested $3.7 billion during that year, which represents 2.6% of the sector's revenue. And this number is growing every year. For 2025, the expectation that this number grows to 2.8% of the insurance revenue. And the research also highlights that most of the companies investing in products and services and process and technological infrastructure the same amount of money regarding innovation. In products and service, I would focus on consumer demands, purchase experience for insurance, trying to make this process easy, simple, and ever more digital as well. And the launching of many digital platforms for dealing with clients and brokers as well was developed in the last years from an innovative perspective. Regarding process, again, digital self-services, like in opening a claim within the insurance company and things like this. Also focus on automation and use of AI and machine learning for claim settlement and policy issuance and customer service as well. And in technology infrastructure, for sure, migration to cloud. It's the trend that we see there in Brazil, and use of AI for advisor service. Again, in terms of research, recently there was a report called Index of Latin America Artificial Intelligence. The report is a collaborative effort involving various organizations and individuals. Key contributors for this research include the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, the European Union through the ULAC Digital Alliance, and companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and additional the development of Latin America and the Caribbean, and the Inter-American Development Bank played significant roles in supporting the study. Brazil scored 69.3 out of 100, ranking second in the region, just below Chile, and is considered, along Chile and Uruguay, as a pioneer country in the region based on its AI capabilities and integration with other various sectors. What the report highlighted for Brazil is that São Paulo, which is Brazil's largest city, is highlighted as a successful ecosystem for scaling startups, offering insights into the actions and public policies needed to foster such companies. Brazil is also noted for its pioneering AI ecosystem with high scores in the presence of AI research centers and AI publications. However, it faced challenges in productivity and impact of research. Regarding regulatory development, and I'll talk a little bit deeper later, Brazil shows an above-average development in regulation, achieving the maximum score in the risk mitigation sub-indicator and making progress in ethics and sustainability. Regarding international collaboration, Brazil plays a crucial role in the migration flows of academic talent, being a key country for both arrivals and departures, which underscores a strong academic collaboration within Latin America. And as a startup ecosystem, Brazil, along with Mexico, is categorized as a participant in a mature startup ecosystem with scores indicating the presence of unicorn companies, and this highlights the need for strengthening support and financing mechanisms for scaling up startups. Now I'll talk a little bit about some insurance sector initiatives regarding AI. The companies there evolved a lot on this issue last years. Porto, which is a leading company for auto insurance, is a pioneer in use AI. The company uses this technology in various stages of the regulation process, in assessment using deep learning for image reading, and in preparing more accurate budgets for fixing the car. For customer services, it should humanize bots and integration through chat and WhatsApp, ensuring agility and efficiency. Bradesco Seguros, that's the bigger insurance conglomerate in Brazil, has been successful in applying AI to detect total vehicle losses, reducing the time to release the payment of the claim. Brazil Previo, which is a leader in private pension segment, it uses machine learning to assess customer behavior related to redemptions, contributions, and portability between pension plans. Use, which is the first 100% digital insurance platform in Brazil, already has 70% of claims authorizations decided using AI. Mafre is a Spanish company that has business in Brazil, accelerated the development of dashboards using AI processed data, extending its use to identify clients with a high likelihood of canceling or not renewing their policies. Icatu Seguros launched, which is a company focused in life insurance, launched an advertising campaign using AI to reinforce the importance of life insurance for the population. The campaign recreates scenes from classic tales like Jack and the Beanstalk, Alice in Wonderland, Little Red Riding Hood, and The Wizard of Oz, highlighting life's unexpected events and the need for financial protection. ISA, who is a digital insurer created in 2021, focused on self-employed workers in delivery and passenger transportation. ISA actually was a company that was built in this regulatory sandbox that SUSEP, our regulatory body, introduced back in 2018. ISA took part in the first tranche of companies that used this framework to develop their business model. And they adopted artificial intelligence to optimize risk management and payment of claims. It analyzed large volumes of data, more than 170 million deliveries per year, enabling the identification of high-risk routes, predicting these routes with higher chances of accidents, and verification of document authenticity. This has allowed for claims to be processed in record time, paying indemnities in just 14 minutes. And as a last example, Tokio Marine, which is a Japanese company that operates in Brazil as well, improved its fraud investigation and prevention process using artificial intelligence. With this feature, it also promotes greater accessibility and fairness in policy pricing, benefiting both the company and the consumers. I would like to talk a little bit about the regulation of artificial intelligence in Brazil. In last December, the Federal Senate approved a bill which establishes a legal framework for the development and ethical application of AI in the country. The bill defines guidelines for transparency, responsibility, non-discrimination, and respect for human rights, and includes provisions for civil liability or for damages caused by AI systems. The bill is under review for the House of Representatives or the Deputy Chamber, if you wish. Then it's not approved yet, but we are very sure that it will be in the following months. But the project aims to strike a balance between innovation, safety, and ethics, promote the responsible implementation of technology in the society. The regulation adopts a risk-based approach, and the bill also guarantees user rights, including contestation of automated decisions, human review of decisions, privacy and data protection, and accessible language for vulnerable groups. Now moving to some international reference in AI applications. Some of them have been already presented in the morning session, but the use of AI has expanded its application to areas such underwriting, claims regulation, sales, and distribution. I would like to mention some examples from the US. Actually, in the morning, prediction was not considered an AI technology, but they used the application in nat cat risk modeling and weather forecasts. Companies use AI to provide medium and long-term climate information, serving the energy, insurance, and supply chain management sectors. In Switzerland, the country developed an application that enhances flood forecasting by combining computational engineering tools with AI methodologies to produce high-resolution models at scale. The tool can be used to support risk mitigation, underwriting, and claims management as well. In the United Kingdom, some applications regarding identify mitigation opportunities considering scenarios such hailstorms and hurricanes. For sure, the use of AI for the climate transition for the challenge that climate transition imposes on our societies is vital. Some numbers of the climate transition, climate transition in the world, in Brazil, what happens nowadays. Roughly $368 billion was the total economic loss from natural catastrophes in 2024. $145 billion was the total insured losses in 2024 as well. 77.2% of the losses were caused by meteorological events. And the protection gap in 2024 was 60%, a slight reduction compared to 2023 figures, which stands in 69%. By 2030, climate change could burden global health systems with costs range from $2 billion to $4 billion. In Brazil, from 2014 and 2024, natural disasters caused $61.7 billion in loss for the private sector. Last year, actually in 2023, losses accumulated by the private sector reached $8.7 billion, equivalent to $24 million a day in losses for the private sector. 94% of Brazilian municipalities declared a state of emergency or public calamity at least once due to natural disasters between 2013 and May 2024. 1,700 natural disasters were recorded in Brazil last year alone. It stands for 4 natural disasters a day. Recent floods in Rio Grande do Sul, that is a southmost state in Brazil, caused a loss amount to $18.8 billion, with only 6% of the total covered by insurance. Then the climate change, for sure, is a huge challenge for us all. And as you know, Brazil will be hosting COP30 in Belém next November. And CNSEG is engaged in COP30. We will have what we call House of Insurance there in Belém. I would like to invite all you to join us in this effort, because climate change imposes multiple challenges on society. The responsibility of the insurance sector is growing every day. Hosting the COP30 in the Amazon region accelerates this responsibility and reinforces the importance of recognizing the sector's role as a key tool of social protection and investment. CNSEG arrives at COP30 with the responsibility of establishing an unprecedented position for the sector regarding its commitment to sustainability, particularly the climate agenda. The central objective is to have the sector mentioned in the agreements and declarations resulting from the conference, being recognized as part of the solution to climate crisis. This outcome depends on broad international mobilization, with the engagement of all insurance companies, confederations, alongside their respective governments. I invite the countries represented here, as well as the GFIA, to engage in the Brazilian effort, raising awareness among their authorities, negotiators, and the private sector, so that Belém can represent a historic milestone, define the leadership of the insurance industry addressing the climate transition. Thank you very much for your presence. Hope to see you in Belém in November.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alexandro, for this opening of this afternoon and this very interesting insight.